My name is Tlotlo Malakaila. I'm a graphic designer, illustrator, comic book artist, and architect. I grew up watching my uncle painting on the veranda and my cousin doing some amazing art. So I picked up this habit at a very young age. And then I remember I used to make a mess around the house to my mom's dismay, but it was all in the spirit of being creative, I guess.
Hello everyone, my name is Tlotlo Malakaila, founder, of Bullsheep. My vision creating this space was, birthed from the lack thereof similar spaces like this. So it was to create an environment that will ultimately, work for the community at large, for all creatives to benefit from. So Bullsheep was birthed from a need to have a lot more creative work and creatives in the space.
I remember I used to visit my cousins and they had a whole stack of comic books, one of which was the X-Men, specifically the Onslaught saga. I remember reading this and it felt like I was watching a movie and I was very intrigued, invested in this world, curious how these people did this. The sequential art, the writing itself, it was all just very beautiful. So I was keen on trying to mimic what these guys did. I even did a school project on it. The school still refuses with those books that I created. But then I was like, you know what, let me just keep moving on. I basically did a bunch of superhero comic books and I did a whole lot of them, and it came to a point where I just needed to basically switch the genre, do something different. And then my cousin told me, why don't you do a story about this, which was basically in the fantasy genre. And in doing so, I was like, ooh, that's very interesting. And at that point in time, I was actually a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I was like, this would be interesting, an African comic book that's based in fantasy. And I took over from there. Like the name suggests, Daydreamer, I want people to see this book as an escape of sorts, to see this new world that they could imagine themselves being in it. Like, for instance, the characters themselves, they're not one-dimensional, in that when people reading this, I want them to have their own opinion about the decisions that the characters make. The antagonist or the protagonist, they're not one way. They're driven by certain things. I want people to understand what drives these people, why they make the decisions that they do, and they can voice their own opinion. It's like, okay, no, this guy was in the good, this person was in the wrong. And that's how I want people to immerse themselves in this world.
Well, we need a lot of creative outlets or outputs such as Daydreamer. Tlotlo is not alone in what he's doing, but definitely in showcasing it, is showing the others that it is possible to frame such narratives in a different light, or present them in a different light. So I think it will only do or go towards allowing others to do the same or even more.
Growing up, my sister used to read a lot of folklore, folk tales, stories of Bodimo, Bumatsieng. I grew up hearing these things, and these were the foundations in which I built Daydreamer on. I tried to somehow learn from those stories and apply them into my own stories. Bullsheep basically allows me to be a kid. They allow me to, how many people can say that they get to draw their favorite stories because the company, the people I'm around, they allow me to do so. They basically allow me to express myself, just go crazy. And they match that crazy In fact, they take it even further, because they allow me to do things that I never even thought of I could be able to do. And 10-year-old me would be in tears right now.